Dear Cancer, there is a current pulling you backward, a tide of memory you've been fighting for, what feels like an eternity. It is not a loud, crashing wave you can point to. Rather, it is a silent, relentless undertow, a quiet haunting that has colored the very lens through which you see your world. You have become so accustomed to its presence that you've mistaken this struggle for the simple act of living, this constant bracing for the feeling of safety. But now, something is shifting. That gentle pull has become an undeniable summons, and the past is no longer content to whisper from the shadows. It is rising to the surface, not to drown you in what was, but to finally offer you the release you have so deeply, so silently yearned for. This is not a moment to fear, dear Cancer, for this is your pathway to true emotional freedom. This is where you reclaim the shore of your own heart. So, before we journey deeper into this sacred space, take a moment to honor your own readiness. Let your presence be known by liking this video and subscribing to our shared journey. And in the comments below, I want you to anchor this intention with a powerful affirmation. Write, I release the shores of the past to embrace the ocean of my becoming. Share this with anyone who needs to hear that their history does not have to be their horizon. Stay with me, because the truths we are about to uncover are the keys to the very sanctuary you've been trying to build. If you are here, it is because your soul has guided you. There is no coincidence in the universe, only resonance. And right now, your spirit is resonating with a profound truth that is ready to be seen. The beautiful, protective shell you have so carefully constructed around your heart has begun to feel less like a home and more like a cage. You, the master of nurturing, have learned to nurture your wounds so well that you have forgotten how to let them heal. You've guarded the memory of pain as if it were a precious treasure, believing that to remember the hurt is to protect yourself from it ever happening again. But what if I told you that this constant vigilance is the very thing that keeps you tethered to the cycle of that pain? What if the safety you've been clinging to is simply a gilded cage of familiarity, preventing the magnificent, expansive love you are destined to experience from ever finding its way in? You see, your connection to what was a person, a failure, a moment of profound loss has become a filter, clouding your vision of what is and what could be. You see echoes of betrayal in gestures of kindness. You hear the whisper of abandonment in promises of forever. You've convinced yourself that history is doomed to repeat itself, not realizing that you are the one holding the script, reading the same lines over and over again. Today, the universe is gently, lovingly asking you to put the script down. It is time to let go of the emotional chains that have bound you to a ghost. It is time to open yourself to the raw, unfiltered, and breathtaking beauty of the present moment. This is not about forgetting. It is about forgiving. Forgiving them, yes, but more importantly, forgiving yourself for not knowing then what you know now. Forgiving yourself for believing that you had to carry it all for so long, all alone. In your relationships, this pattern has been especially poignant. There is a bond, an intense and powerful attachment you feel, perhaps with a partner or even with the memory of one. This connection feels deep, sacred even. But you must ask yourself, dear Cancer, is this bond fostering growth, or is it a beautiful anchor holding you both in stagnant waters? You may have planted a seed of hope, a desire for change, or a new beginning within this connection, and you have been waiting with the infinite patience that only you possess. The universe hears the silent plea of your heart, and the message is clear. Your wait has not been in vain. A new cycle is on the horizon, one filled with the genuine trust and emotional security you crave, but it cannot take root in soil that is already crowded with the weeds of the past. You must release the fear of loss. It is the shadow that has been eclipsing the sun in your heart. You hold on so tightly, so fiercely, because the thought of letting go feels like a small death. But true love, the kind of love your soul recognizes, does not ask you to cling. It asks you to trust. It asks you to open your hands, not so you can lose what you have, but so you can receive what is meant for you. There may be someone new, a presence with genuine intentions, waiting just beyond your line of sight. They may be offering the very happiness you seek, but you cannot see them if your eyes are fixed on the rearview mirror. You are being asked to be alert not to danger, but to possibility. And now, a profound disruption is making itself known. You may feel the ground shifting beneath you, a sudden jolt to your sense of stability. This is the energy of the tower, a force that arrives not to destroy, but to liberate. It is the universe in its infinite wisdom, shaking you from your complacency, forcing a necessary release. An illusion is about to shatter. A truth you have stubbornly avoided is about to come to light. It may feel like a crisis, a moment of shocking clarity, or an unexpected ending. But do not mistake this for a punishment, dear Cancer. This is a rescue. The tower comes to demolish the prisons we have mistaken for sanctuaries. It tears down the fortresses built on fear, so that we can finally see the open sky. This is your moment to reclaim your power. What is falling away? A toxic relationship? A limiting belief you've held since childhood? An outdated expectation of who you thought you should be? Let it crumble. Do not try to salvage the pieces of a life that was never truly yours to begin with. The debris may be messy, but it is from this clearing that you will rebuild, not with the bricks of obligation and fear, but with the foundation of your own authentic truth. And what comes after the storm? The gentle promise of the Four of Wands. This is the energy of true stability, of harmony, of coming home to yourself and to those who see and celebrate the real you. If you have been longing for a deeper connection, for a sense of belonging, prepare for a profound shift toward emotional security. This is the symbol of a sacred union, a mutual understanding where two souls reflect each other's light without reservation. If you are single, this energy promises that the next relationship to enter your life will not be built on shifting sands, but on the solid ground of shared values and genuine respect. It is time to focus on what you truly desire in love, not what you've been conditioned to accept. From this place of newfound stability, an even greater promise emerges: the emotional fulfillment of the Ten of Cups. This card is a balm for your weary soul, a reminder that the deepest desires of your heart for family, for joy, for a peace that permeates every corner of your being are not just possible, they are your destiny. This is the culmination of a long, arduous cycle. After the disruptive energy of the Tower, after the quiet rebuilding of the Four of Wands, comes the radiant dawn of happiness. It whispers that despite past disappointments, despite the lingering echoes of doubt, your emotional North Star is within reach. Reconnect with your loved ones, not from a place of duty, but from a place of pure, heartfelt joy. Allow yourself to receive the love you so freely give. Your cup is ready to be filled to overflowing. As this new landscape takes shape, the Page of Swords arrives, heralding the arrival of important messages and vital discoveries. Your mind is becoming sharp, clear, and incisive. Expect a communication that brings sudden clarity. perhaps from someone you haven't heard from in a long time, or a sudden epiphany that illuminates your entire situation. This is a call for radical honesty, both with yourself and with others. Be curious. Ask the difficult questions. Avoid making assumptions, for they are the language of fear. There is a sense of heightened awareness now. Pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, the whispers on the wind. The universe is speaking to you in a language your heart has always understood. And now, your mind is finally ready to listen. All of this is leading you to the magnificent energy of the World card. This confirms, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are closing a monumental chapter of your life. Can you feel it, Cancer? The sense of finality, of completion? This is not a sad ending. It is a triumphant graduation, a personal transformation, a karmic relationship, a long-held career path. Something is coming full circle. You have learned the lessons this cycle came to teach. You have integrated the wisdom born from your pain. What once seemed impossible, what once felt like an insurmountable mountain, is now a vista from which you can see the whole of your journey. Trust this process. Your efforts, your tears, your unwavering hope, it has all been aligned with a divine timing that is now reaching its perfect culmination. And then, as if to kiss the entire journey with grace, the sun appears. Its radiant, life-affirming energy dispels any lingering shadows of fear or doubt that the tower may have stirred. This is a cosmic yes, a call to unbridled optimism, to unshakable confidence, to the pure, simple joy of being alive. The path forward is now illuminated, dear Cancer. There is no more confusion, no more second guessing. You are walking in the light of your own truth, and it is glorious. This energy promises success, vitality, and a happiness that isn't fleeting, but deeply rooted in your very being. Better days are not just coming, they are here. Open your arms and receive them. Now, let us explore how this profound transformation is manifesting in the different gardens of your life. When it comes to your work and your finances, the tower's energy may have brought an unsettling restructuring, perhaps an unexpected expense, a sudden shift in your income, or the stark realization that the financial habits you've clung to are built on a foundation of scarcity and fear. This disruption is a sacred invitation to reevaluate your relationship with abundance. Are you equating your security with a number in a bank account? Are you tying your self-worth to your professional achievements? You have been invited to let go of the financial patterns that belong to an older, more fearful version of yourself. The World card then asks you to adopt a broader perspective. It is time to think outside the box, to consider new strategies, new investments, new ways of sharing your unique gifts with the world. You are rebalancing your entire financial world, and a fresh perspective is the key to unlocking a flow of prosperity you never thought possible. And the sun shines its benevolent light upon this new endeavor, promising that clarity and success are on their way. You may receive encouraging news, a promotion, a new client, a creative project that suddenly takes flight. Trust your intuition when making financial decisions now. It has been sharpened by your inner work. Do not let temporary setbacks discourage you, for a sudden disruption could be the very gateway to a more stable and truly rewarding financial path. Your resilience is your greatest asset. In the realm of your emotional well-being and your health, this journey is paramount. You, dear Cancer, feel everything so deeply. The anger, the grief, the unspoken resentments you've held onto, they don't just live in your mind, they live in your body. Unprocessed emotions can manifest as physical discomfort, as fatigue, as that lingering feeling of being weighed down. That heated argument you're avoiding, that cruelty with which you judge yourself in silence, it drains your life force more than any external stressor. Be gentle with yourself. The advice is not to simply eat certain foods or avoid others, but to become mindful of what you are emotionally ingesting. Are you consuming negativity from others? Are you feeding yourself thoughts of inadequacy? Your well-being is calling for a cleanse, not just of the body, but of the spirit. Drink plenty of water to physically flush out toxins, but also immerse yourself in what emotionally cleanses you. Music, nature, quiet solitude, conversations that nourish your soul. Your energy is not just a resource to be managed. It is the sacred expression of your inner state. You are being asked to protect it fiercely, not with aggression, but with discernment. Keep a loving distance from those who drain your peace or overshadow your light. Your inner environment is the most valuable home you will ever own. Tend to it with the utmost care. And in your most intimate relationships with your partner, your family, your dearest friends, the shift is palpable. Think carefully about the words you have been using, for your words have the power to create worlds. Have you, in your effort to protect your own vulnerability, become unknowingly aggressive or defensive? Your stable nature, when threatened, can sometimes retreat into a hard shell, and your communication can become clipped and reactive. Remember that your voice can either sow a meadow of wildflowers or create a landscape of drought. Nurture the garden of your connection with words of tenderness, understanding, and radical honesty. If you are single, the past may be knocking on your door. People who were once a significant part of your life may reappear. Do not see this as a sign to rekindle what was, but rather as a final exam from the universe. This is your opportunity to practice self-worth, to see how far you've come. Can you engage with them from a place of peace, bless the lessons they taught you, and then lovingly let them go? To welcome the new, you must release the patterns that held the old in place. With your family, unresolved issues may be surfacing, prompted by the tower's call for truth. Be patient. Listen more than you speak. The Four of Wands and Ten of Cups promise that moments of profound harmony are possible, but they must be built on a foundation of honest communication. Create a supportive environment where everyone feels safe to be vulnerable. Celebrate each other. Offer words of encouragement. Your light has the power to inspire healing in your entire lineage. This is a time for building bridges, resolving old conflicts, and remembering that love is the ultimate foundation of family. Dear Cancer, what is emerging from all of this is a new version of you, one that is lighter, truer, and more vibrantly alive. You are bidding farewell to the self that learned to equate love with sacrifice, safety with rigidity, and strength with silence. That version served you once, but it is now holding you back from the magnificent life that awaits. You are no longer the child who had to be quiet to keep the peace. You are no longer the one who has to hold it all together for everyone else. Today, you are an adult with power, with a voice, and with the divine right to choose your own happiness. Choosing differently starts now. It starts with allowing yourself to feel without judgment. Every dream you deferred, every yes you swallowed when you meant no, every adventure you held back from out of fear, it is all surfacing now, not to be relived, but to be released. You cannot build a new future on a foundation of unprocessed grief. You, dear Cancer, are ready for a fresh start. Let the old structures break if they no longer support your truth. Allow yourself to feel the fear, but do not let it be the captain of your ship, because fear, when met with the light of awareness, transforms into wisdom. Sadness, when allowed to flow, cleanses the soul. You are not losing anything of value. You are gaining yourself, the real you. The one who was there before the world told you who you should be. And from this place of authenticity, everything begins to flourish. You will look in the mirror and finally see the one who persevered, who broke and rose again, who dared to feel in a world that often encourages numbness. And you will know, in the very core of your being, that you are not your scars. You are the light that shines through them. This is your new beginning. It may not be perfect, but it is real. It is honest, and it is entirely, beautifully yours.